I'm Paul Solomon. I'm part of the College of Fine Arts at WMU. When I arrived here, I was asked to be part of the Frostic School of Art, which makes sense in that I have a deep, long-standing involvement with visual art, especially photography. However, I think of myself just as much as someone who's anchored in a number of different areas that overlap. I'm primarily interested in ideas and concepts, and there are times where I flesh those out through writing, sometimes through different forms of visual art, and even in other ways. An artist, by definition, I'd say, is someone who lives in the present moment, argues with the past, and imagines the future. And that's why we value, and that's why we need the artist, because the artist, the good artist, is immersed in the present moment, knows what's come before, and is argued with those artists and those thinkers of the past, but also has his or her ear to the ground and senses before most other people what is coming down the rails. So that, for example, if you look in the 1960s, we had Federico Fellini in film and Andy Warhol in everything, who already had a clear sense that our society was coming to be dominated by a cult of celebrity and this massive capitalist-driven consumer, voracious appetite for consumer objects, and they put it out there right in front of us in films like La Dolce Vita and in all of Andy Warhol's production of film, paintings, and prints in the 1950s, 60s, 70s. I came to Western to direct an unusual program. It was unusual then, and it's still unusual, called Direct Encounter with the Arts. And as I've come to structure it, I think of it as a course that's about culture, but culture understood by entering through various portals in the arts. So by involving students with guest artists that I bring here, in taking them to dance concert, theatrical productions, to see exhibitions, look at architecture in the streets here. In this way, students come to, or my goal is for them to learn how to have an opinion about things, how to articulate that opinion, how to be inspired in that process by artists and others. Students in these courses need to know more about the past, the cultures of the past, ones we come from, ones we're influenced by, and know more about our culture, which in turn now has influenced so much of the world. Well, I still love working with all kinds of media. When I'm really free, whenever that happens, traveling, for example, then I'm most inclined to draw or sketch in a journal. But photography holds a special place for me because it allowed me, especially beginning working with photographic technology as a kid, to be equally involved in science and aesthetics. So photography certainly in those days involved using optics and chemistry, as well as being able to exercise one's eye as an artist. So in that way, photography was, and in certain ways still remains, a synthesis of what we think of as science and art.